my chat about my cut. This video is specifically on my workouts and what my training schedule will look like, how I trained prior to my cut and how I'm training now. And the reality is there are not any major differences. In the past, I was working about 5-6 days a week, depending on our schedule or social life, all that kind of fun stuff. And out of those days, one day would be HIIT if I was being good. That was my goal. So one day for HIIT. On weeks when I only worked at 5 days a week, I just did not do my HIIT. It's not my favorite thing to do. So I just would skip it. On weeks when I worked at 6 days a week, one day was HIIT, the other day were resistance training or weight training sessions. So what that generally looks like is like leg day Monday, like back and bis Tuesday, leg day with my friend on Wednesday. Thursday would be chest and tris, back and bis, chest and tris. And then depending how I'm feeling, like another leg day or like shoulders and abs. It really depends on how my body's recovering, how I'm feeling. I'm a big believer in listening to how your body's feeling. If you need to rest, rest. So that's generally what my training schedule looked like prior to my cut. Now that I'm on my cut, I'm going to the gym 5 days a week, only 5 days a week. I am doing my cardio here at home. I'm doing 2 HIIT sessions. And what that looks like is we have a Kaiser spin bike. I do a 30-minute HIIT session. It is not all HIIT. It will be a 3-minute warm-up at about I don't know what it says on there. Resistance level is 15. RPMs during my warm-up are at about, 60, 70 RPMs. When it comes to the HIIT portion after my 3-minute warm-up, I will do 20 minutes of 30 seconds riding hard, 30 seconds still riding, just slowing it down. I'm not increasing my resistance after I've started, and I will put my resistance up from 15 to 16 during the HIIT portion, and I will try to stay in the 95 to 120 RPMs range during those 30 seconds, and then reduce it back down to 60 in the 30 seconds that follow. So 20 minutes of that, and then about a 7-minute cool down just to finish up 30 minutes. And that ends up being about 10K on the bike. You can convert that into miles yourself. And I will do that twice a week. I will do that on either the weekend, so probably one weekend day, and then one upper body day, like back or chest day, just because it's primarily a leg workout and I'm not going to do HIIT and legs on the same day because I really enjoy my leg days. I like lifting heavy and pushing myself, and I don't want to exert myself before I actually get to the gym. And list-wise, like low intensity steady state cardio, I'm adding that in throughout the week, kind of like I already have been, in that terms of like, I'll walk to the grocery store, I will go for a walk with my mom. Those little things here and there just add up in a helpful way to make sure I'm burning more calories than just sitting here doing nothing. I also am on the computer for probably like 6 to 8 hours a day. Instead of sitting all day, I've been working hard to use my standing desk and trying to stand for a couple hours a day instead of just sitting. That also helps and adds up. Looking at my notes here. Oh, someone was asking about if when I'm on my cut, I notice any decreases in strength. And I feel like the answer is it really varies. It depends on where I'm at in a cut. When I did one last year, there were definitely days towards the end of the 5 weeks where I was like, oh my gosh, I don't know how I'm going to keep going. My body feels like it hasn't recovered. I'm so sore, just because as you eat less, you don't have enough food to recover in the same way. Also, when I did my last cut, I focused on decreasing my carbs and keeping my fats moderately high, and I will not be doing that this time. I'll talk about that more in another video, but I will be keeping my carbs high this time. to help with the recovery and everything during my workouts so I can really continue to train well. For me, that's really important because I actually love going to the gym. That's my me time, that's my downtime every day, or 5 days a week now. And the other questions I get are, do you do fasted workouts or non-fasted workouts? I am not someone who personally goes out of my way to do a fasted workout. If I'm not hungry, I will just do my workout as is. If I am hungry, I'll eat before I do it. I will be working on, or continue to work on my meal timing, and that just means if I'm doing like a HIIT session, I'm not going to be eating prior to because I get super barfy and just, it's not fun. When it comes to my leg days, I make sure I have like a good amount of carbs before. Like I literally eat probably, I'd say a minimum of 700 calories prior to my leg workouts, and I try to eat that out 2 hours before we leave here. So it's been 2.5 hours by the time I actually like start my workout after our drive and warm up and everything. And then once again, post-workout, carbs are also super important. So I'm working on my meal timing a bit to make sure that I have enough energy for training and I'm recovering after so I can continue to train. Yeah, so I kind of want to avoid the feeling super, super sore and like, even like, I think last time when I did my cut, I was doing kettlebell swings and there was 1 week towards the end where I think my hamstrings were sore for 4 or 5 days in a row and I'm just like, I can't even walk fast, it hurts. So trying to skip that, keep my carbs high, and focus on getting my carbs pre and post workout. I think that's all for this little topic. I will do a third video coming up on what I'm eating, calories, macros, and all that kind of fun stuff. Okay, ciao fam.